Good evening. You're listening live to the Extreme Movie Show. I am your host, Rob, broadcasting to you from the Pinos Palace, just west of Orlando, Florida. I'm in the Extreme Studios with RDV from the Great Midwest. Joining me tonight in our continuing coverage of Landman. Right now, we're on Season 2, Episode 9, next to last episode of the season, which RDV, you and I were talking about over the course of the past few episodes, how things are shaping up. We like to speculate a lot. I want to welcome everybody joining in, too, because our crowd numbers have been picking up here on the stream. I think that's great, but... wow, this is a very talkative episode because I can understand the hate for the season 2 being completely different. I think you nailed it a few episodes ago when you said this is a soap opera that has oil in it. I agree.
It's Dallas, bro. It's based on it's become now at this point. As soon as you put Demi Moore in there, that's when it became like more like a Dallas drama show. Before that, it was the Billy Bob Thornton show.
It's the Billy Bob Thornton show to me, and I think that despite us talking about how there's so many characters and all that, the best way to kind of describe the show is that I'm gonna get the first thing out of the way here from my initial take, and I'll ask you about what yours is for this. I watched the show a few hours ago, fresh, didn't know anything about it, and I came away loving some things, hating some others with a passion. And I have got to be honest, I love for the show to cut a little bit of wheat from the chaff, as they say, or whatever that fucking expression is that I just mutilated. I want to go deep on what we talk about tonight here.
Yeah,
a little bit going in the future. But I like the episode. I think it's very talkative. I don't think it's as oh my God, MAGA put somebody in there to piss people off and that's what's trending or any of that bullshit. We'll get into all of it tonight here. What was your take on it?
Well, I want to talk about the title first. Plans, Tears, and Sirens. How accurate that is. Other than Handsome Touch Me. What the fuck that was the other episode. This was such a stupid title. This was actually more spot on because the whole episode pretty much you had people talking about making plans. And then we have obviously tears are happening, joyful tears and sorrowful tears. Then we also have sirens at the end. How like just awesome is a title that how it just fits into the episode. But overall episode, we all knew it was coming. You know, I was hoping that this wouldn't be the case. I was hoping that maybe he'd write it out and then something else would happen, or at least if there's be a firing, it wouldn't be till the final episode. We live in a cliffhanger. That would have been an awesome cliffhanger. Because now I'm curious, like, what is going to happen next episode? Because this is wild. As far as doing that on the penultimate, what do we call it, the episode? Yep. And I was like, okay. Taylor Sheridan, keep cooking. You're the one that's writing, and Stephen K is directing. How much different this show is from Tulsa King?
Yes.
Wow, it is just a night and day. And this episode overall had some boring elements. I don't really care about the whole Ariana thing. We all knew, but what was going to happen eventually because of her attitude. And I was actually kind of nice to see that Cooper has to come in and save her, rescue her at the end. But I hope this basically puts her like, hey, quit busting his balls.
Well,
it's the guy, and honestly, I don't think it's gonna have that effect. It's gonna be he's gonna write the same thing, But the fact that he's now a foreman at Texaco and he's got more and more responsibility, you would see him standing up to one of the guys in here too. It's like, am I not the leader or not? So I love that this episode. But it had weak parts too that I didn't really care for as much. The Rebecca Charlie thing, I didn't need that. Okay, we're really gonna do this. Okay, I'm so happy relationship. I didn't need that. That was just kind of like pointless. I guess for character growth, I'm guessing Charlie, they're gonna be gone for 6 months. He's gonna cheat on her or something, vice versa. Who knows? We don't know. But it's all it is adding more general hospital drama, and that's what that the whole point of that is. But
I'm gonna frame the episode like this because I think as much dislike as this episode is getting, I want to say this, and you said something right here at the beginning that made me think of it, and that's this: we all know where something's going to go. If you know where something's going to go, sometimes you can sit back and relax and enjoy the discovery of it. Sometimes as an adult, you might look and see things a certain way that when you're younger that you don't, and oh, this isn't a good sign. So we have been speculating on stuff, and I think the writers are smart enough to know that if I write it the way something generally is presented, whether it's good or it's bad, we can always change it later, and that's what he does in all his episodes, right? So he can course correct based off the feedback he's getting, which is it's weak sauce, but it's understandable sauce in today's community. But here for me, I don't have a problem with somebody being portrayed a certain way and us not liking them because that's part of the story arc. Because I will say this:
it's
the thing about the show I actually like a lot of, and it hit me today. I like some of the stuff that has absolutely nothing to fucking do with the drama part of it. The what I refer to as the danger, the Billy Bob's got a lot of shit on his plate kind of stuff. I like the stuff that almost is just like a day in the life of, sort of little nuanced things. I like that. Doesn't always work for me, but I like it in terms of character building and all that. So let's talk about what happens here at the beginning a little bit too, because I think that sets the stage. What was your take on how the show opened up?
Well, at the beginning, everyone's on their phone. They're out because they're gonna go ahead with this whole deal thing. We learned that they're gonna have a barge, or kind of showing. Cami basically wants to boast and say like, yeah, I'm gonna do it, and no one's gonna stop me, and she makes a whole spectacle out of it. That's the whole point with her, But everyone on their phones. We also have Dale's on the phone with somebody. We have Nathan on the phone with somebody. Tommy's on the phone with somebody, and they're all in the kitchen. It's all chaos. We have Ainsley walking down, and she's saying hello to everybody, and her mom's on the phone too with somebody as well, and Ainsley's just kind of like, okay, what's going on? And then we got Angela. Basically, she starts freaking out because Tommy doesn't care the fact that our baby's going away to college, and stuff. I'm not gonna see it, and of course, girls do. They cry, mother daughters, it's like they're very emotional. It was. So she almost snaps at Tommy. He's like, she's going to war, honey. She's just going to freaking the cheerleader camp. And he kisses his daughter. He's like, have fun, sweetie. And it's like, and he tells his wife, it's like, relax, breathe, and then he's like, and then he goes out. I love this. He goes outside because that's what we're doing. Instead of TL being by the lawn chair, seeing him watch the sunset, he's been sitting out by the pool every morning, which I don't blame him. That's. And he's like, Tommy comes out there. He's gonna, and I love this. Tommy he's got a cigarette. He's gonna light it. He goes out there and he talks to Taylor. He's like, Dad, if you want anything, you want to order, you better put it in now because you can get anything later on. It's chaos in there. And he's like, I'm fine, gonna eat. He's like, so they have him and his Sam Elliott and Billy Bob Thornton have this little conversation about, okay, what are you going to do today? He's like, I got physical therapy. He's like, oh, yeah, physical therapy. You can thank me for that. Happy birthday, Christmas, and all that fucking shit. He's like, that was you? I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I can't complain. I love the little bonding session right there. I love this. Chaos and then peace.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little capstone. And I think, too, having some energy at the beginning sets the tone for it's going to be a chaotic episode, a lot of stuff going on. Because the one thing about the show is, between you and I, I'm more of a horror fan than you are. I like different kinds of horror. There's a little schlockiness and camp that sometimes I admit I fall victim
I like cheap
to liking. Cheap can work. Cheap thrills are sometimes the best thrills, but you have to be, they have to be. You can't have them all the time. They just don't work. It loses its value. And for me, I kind of liked all this because it showed a positive thing between them. But here's the thing about each of the person here, and I'm going to talk about the women loosely because of what happens next. Yes, it's a big deal. Our little baby boys going off to college. Now we're empty nesters. Oh, by the way, it reminds me we're not married. Not that she says it, but if you noticed, he was listening to her. His eyes were on her. I think he handed her a cup of coffee. He says, here, have a cup of coffee. I love you, dear. He gives her a kiss. He doesn't placate or cheer like, dunce or yell and screams at her like he would have.
Yeah.
He's trying to live by enjoying life. We see that. So he's not being a softie, but he's living that thing that he said he's going to do. She doesn't realize it because he knows how to handle her. But then each woman in the show, I think, is that a woman, and hear me out with this. This may sound sexist. I don't give a rat's ass. We don't get political unless it has to do with the show. It's about a woman or the relationships they're in that we all might have experienced at some point in our lives. And I think that's key here because you and I have been ranting on the whole Ariana thing, which we'll talk about shortly.
Yeah.
But the whole Ainsley going off to college, let's deal with that and get it out of the way. She goes to Texas Christian, the Horned Frogs or whatever it is, and all that. And she's going to cheerleader camp. So I popped when she had the issue with the roommate because she got to see Greta again, who I thought did a great job as the professional bedwetting liberal or whatever, because they have a great dynamic. But here's the thing. I like Ainsley, and here's the thing about the plot, which I'll let you talk about. As much as the liberals are whining and crying about it being cheap heat, there's something here because I agreed with Greta saying you need to be more assertive because Ainsley calls mommy up, who comes to be super mom. But then yet I will agree, I like kind of how her mom handled it by saying, well, we're going to go have a party and all that. And well, I don't see what the big deal is. You could have made a friend. I'm like, there's something, there's money, as we would say in wrestling, there's a match in here somewhere. There's money to be made.
The people are upset with the episode because they saw that clip. Well, they probably didn't see Tia talking about, I'm going to watch the view again. You're right. Those people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. It's hilarious. So he makes that comment when he's talking to Tommy. And what I love before this, Tommy ended up throwing his cigarette in the pool because he still got that filthy habit. Right. And his dad calls mine. He's like, well, he's like, what the fuck are you doing? I got aquatic therapy soon. And he's like, get that shit out of there. So he fishes out.
Just so you know, she's not a therapist. It's like real.
But I love this. You get these serious moments, like I said, with Tommy. He's like, who am I kidding myself? And then leaving there every day is escaping. It's not just saying goodbye. You're trying your way to get out of there because it's a nightmare. But getting back to your point as far as with the whole the they them roommate stuff, she came up very standoffish. Ainsley was just trying to be nice because
she's trying to be very polite and civil.
Yes,
absolutely.
And she goes to the dean. The dean's like, "Well, what do you want? It sounds like a you problem." And that's kind of how a lot of schools are these days, whether you want to accept it or not. They don't care. They want your tuition, and that's it. You shut up, and if you, as long as you don't make a scene, they don't care. And so of course, so she ends up calling her mom. She's like, "I hate this." He's like, all I do is try to be nice to this person, and they're just so rude to me. And so her mom ends up going over there talking to the dean. I love this. We get to see the dean again, who basically kind of belittled Ainsley last time early in the season when she got their scholarship there. And Angela this basically says it's like, can't you? Here's what you're doing here. It's like, this is you. You're in my way. And I love that. So Angela this basically puts this whole dean under her thumb and says, either you're going to work with me or I'm going right through you. It's like you have three options. And so I love how the mother handled this situation.
I hated it.
I thought it was great because more parents need to stand up for their kids. And I'm not saying now there's a problem with this. You say there's some parents who basically stand up for their kids when their kids are in the wrong, but Ainsley was in the right, and so no, I thought it was actually done well because
I'm not saying it wasn't done well because there's again a lot of ways this can go.
Yes,
but I've always said Ainsley and her mom are they're generally good people.
Yes,
but the problem with the mom to me is that they're overdoing the emptiness syndrome and making her cry in the car and all that. And I'm not saying she didn't do a good job at it, but it was just kind of cringy and campy.
To be fair though, that's Angela. Where have you been the past 2 seasons?
It's consistent with the character.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
I just want Ainsley to grow up out of her own, and her mother's not letting her. And I think this could be a source of friction in a later season.
Well, they're talking about Ainsley getting her own apartment.
Mm-hmm.
So that means Ainsley might have to do some growing up on her own. But I said the way that her mom, when her mom came in there, her mom invites the girl, says hey, I would invite you, but it seems like you don't like anything, and later on when they're at the pool party and she talks, he's like, and she's like, I kind of feel bad. And it's like, well, she says and her mom says, well, the reason she's liked it because instead of fixing herself, she wants to fix everyone else around her instead of fix her own problems. And that's a great teaching moment because that's kind of how that character was. There's a lot of people who have mental health issues would rather blame everyone else than fix their own.
Well, and regardless of what people might think about the character or whatever his politics are and all that, I will say the interesting dynamic here, because we don't know this character, is I have absolutely no problem with a character like it. Look, I honestly don't know your background as far as college. I went to the University of Central Florida, the Knights, and one of the biggest campuses, first or second biggest in the United States. I used to live a mile literally from the campus in my swinging singles bachelor's pad, and a lot of fun, a lot of great times, a lot of memories. I'm not a 20-something anymore, right? And I will tell you that a lot of people are like, oh, that's bullshit. People aren't like that. You go anywhere in East Central Florida here near that campus.
They're jerks.
9 out of 10 of them are like that, the young kids and all that. And I work with a lot of people in my private practice of stuff that I do around that. It's very interesting. It's very dynamic, but it's interesting because I'm not hating or raging on this person that says, these are my pronouns. I got my pet ferret and blah,
No,
blah, blah.
no.
And I'm vegan. I don't care. And the name pagan. I mean, that's just bad writing, but
Rob,
he's trying to make a point here, but they can do something here with it and have it be good for everybody. The mom also says, when Ainsley says to her at that time, when she makes the comment, she goes, well, I just don't, this is what summer should be like. She goes, it can be. Here's the problem with the mom. She wants it to be about her and not about Ainsley, and that's slipped in there well. So again, this is done well. It's in there too.
So here's the thing. People can play, well, it's like you're making fun of the LGBTQ thing. If you have not watched the Taylor Sheridan show and this is your first experience with this, I'm sorry. This probably isn't for you. Because the others say, well, it could have been anybody else in there. But the reason he chose an LGBTQ person, because for the past 4 years, everyone's had to walk around eggshells around these people. These people that are self-absorbed and demand you respect them, but give no respect back. I'm not saying everyone is like that. There are people who are assholes, whatever what your sexuality is. It's just that this is kind of what Taylor Sheridan's been saying. He's been pushing the boundaries. He did it with Tulsa King first, with the pronoun game in season 1 of Tulsa King. And
also, if this is the 80s, this isn't that extreme. I mean,
no, it isn't. It isn't. But it's extreme
for
it's extreme for people who, the past 4 years, have been living in a bubble. Who don't have never. There's a lot of people who grew up never experienced the 80s. They grew up in the 2000s. They grew up with all this chaos, all this fantasy world, and I can identify with whatever I want, and you better respect me. It's crazy La La Land. And now, if anybody's upset that I'm saying that, you have a right to be upset. I have a right to say what I want to say. You have a right to disagree. But not to get too political, though, but that's the reason why he chose this, because it has to be talked about. So many people skirt this on TV. They try to, we got to cater this. We got to make all the straight white males, all the evil villains,
Well, remember there was that stuff with Ainsley at the beginning of season 1 that made her look like she was, she was talking about the whole female thing of meeting a nice white guy and having beautiful white babies, and everyone's like, oh, that's eugenics, that's this, that's whatever. And it's like,
there is
I understand it, and I get it, but it's like, I think people were more shocked that she walked out in her panties. That's the first time we saw her, and they're like, oh, you're over sexualizing her. She's a stunning, good-looking, gorgeous woman who
has a
decent heart. That's the
point. One thing I've noticed Taylor Sheridan shows, at least Tulsa King and Landman, there's never been a black villain so far. Like, he's kind of like avoiding that subject, like he's like LGBTQ is fair game, but like I was like he's kind of like skirting around that. So and I don't know why. Maybe I'm just thinking into it. Maybe he's not. Maybe it didn't cross his mind, whatever. But it's besides the point. But this, like I said, this episode had its moments, very topical points. After the whole View thing, he probably figured, why not do this? It draws in ratings, draws in people, gets people talking about the show. So overall, getting past this, we have
let's talk about Mullet Boy and Rebecca and get that shit out of the way.
So Charlie and Rebecca have a kind of like a moment together. She goes up and she basically says, I'm not ready to quit you. And he's like, oh, really?
I just can't quit you, RVDB.
And she makes her kind of beg a little bit, but then he's like, I'll be gone for 6 months. I want, videos and all stuff, blah, blah, blah. So they're back to being together. After this, we have, we go over to basically Tommy and Cami and all of them are on the plane, and they're going over to the event. And I love Dale. Dale's probably my favorite character in this whole entire episode.
He needs a side quest.
Oh my gosh, he's like, you know what he reminds you of? The Turtle Man from Discovery Channel. He's a guy who goes and catches all the traps all the animals bare hand. That's Dale. Dale is awesome they have this little party, and like and Tommy is just kind of like basically it's like you're kind of crazy if they're in a party for like to see the rig go off before they even drill. He said they haven't even struck oil yet.
I disagree. I think that's what you do.
Well, here's the thing.
It's called launch.
This is what really kind of scares me, because they have not struck oil yet. This is just a party going off, right. And so there's a great chance that this could fail. This could blow up.
Needs to fail.
Yes.
In my opinion, we'll get to that later.
Well, yes. for the show for because especially what happens to Tommy. So everyone's having there's a little party. She's got this vent going up here and around by the river, and so Dale's going around the kid. He's like because they're in Louisiana, and Dale's and he's telling Nate, he's like, you gotta try this. Like I don't know, it's like a gator trumbaya. I'm thinking like he's probably eating gator balls.
Gator, no, it's a gator ploy bay sandwich. So they made they made that with gator.
Yeah, but I'm like,
have you had gator, sir?
There was other ones like little donut thing, fried donuts. I'm like, Texas, you don't need anything that looks like balls.
Oh.
you don't know.
No, have you had gator?
I've had gator jerky.
Okay, gator tastes like chicken. Possum, coon, all that stuff that people make fun of here in the South. So it's funny because I was thinking about them eating, and I like again, that's a little slice of life thing. I like the food stuff, right? Remember, you and I covered a great film last year or the year before called Deliverance with our boy, Mr. Gator himself, Burt Reynolds. And so that really stuck in everybody's mind. Hey, if you're from Virginia or anywhere down south, you're a friggin' hick, and you're a homosexual, and you eat roadkill. In the South,
well, it was more like there's certain parts you don't get to country like long term, man. There's certain parts
I know,
of the country.
and it's funny because everybody gets triggered about like food in the South, and it's like what did he say? He goes, hey, them boys can cook. I'm gonna be trying everything out. And I was kind of laughing because I'm like, yeah, that's true, and it made me think it's been a few episodes since we've had a dinner.
Yeah, I was
right?
expecting something to happen as far as like anger or some fruit fight. No. Said we got Galino, his wife there and stuff, and Tommy goes to sit down and thing, and then Cami sits next to him, and Cami starts talking. The whole entire episode, even on the plane, she was like, he says like,
first,
what is it?
When she sits down next to Tommy and they're in the plane, this is going to sound sarcastic. No, what does she do first though? When they frame the scene.
Well, she looks at him and he's like, what?
Exactly. She's watching him.
Yes, she's observing him all day.
At that point. Exactly.
Of course, at this point. He said. So he sits down at the table eventually, and she joins him at the little thing. And just as they sit down, they have the ridge, or we call it the bridge, or the barge that's floating by. And she's, oh, it's perfect and all that stuff. And I love as Dale got yelled at. He's like, dude, don't you want to see the barge? He's like, I've been on them I was like, fuck them. I want food.
I was on for 2 years. I'm going to eat.
Yeah, I'm going to eat. Yeah, So, Tommy's sitting there and Cami's like saying, it's like, it's like talking about the rush. It's like, now I understand why Monty enjoyed this, the thrill, the rush, and he's like, I love how Tommy says, he's like, she asks him, you don't have that rush? He's like, no. It's like, I avoid that rush. I had that rush. I lost everything because of that rush. Now she's like, well, you work for my husband and stuff. He's like, yeah, pretty much. Tom, she doesn't get it. Tommy did everything to keep her husband afloat because
they needed each other. The two men did to make that dynamic work. Absolutely.
Yes. You need someone with a level head, and you need someone who basically doesn't have it. So they kind of butt heads, but it worked out. And he says that rush killed your husband. She's like, oh, I disagree. I kept him alive. I'm like, he's dead. Tommy's right. The stress about this. And she's like, well, I can't have someone as a president who doesn't see eye to eye with me. And, and just like, so she fires him. And he's kind of like, what? And here's the thing. Rebecca and I think somebody else, Nathan, I think Nathan already knew. Here's my thing. I think Nathan reported and has basically been talking to Cami behind his back. I wouldn't be surprised. That'd be cool if Nathan actually is like a backstabber villain.
Exactly. We need something from him.
Well, I need him because
he's confident, right?
Because when Tommy went over and talked about the whole HR thing, he's really this is what you're going to do because because Charlie and Rebecca are together and stuff. Blah blah. Mm-hmm. He's like, and he's well, I have to because of paperwork stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if Nathan already knew because he's the one who looked over there. No one else looked when he saw it.
That's a good observation. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I liked about this scene is it made me think about how much we talked up Demi Moore in a positive manner as being a strong, independent woman that's grieving.
Becomes the villain.
Yes. Well, yeah, because here's the thing. John Hamm, I thought, did a great job in season 1. He'll kill characters will get killed off in the Taylor shows. They just do, or they don't show up anymore, right? And so I honestly mistakenly thought early on that this could be an interesting angle where she discovers that maybe he was on the up and up, and all that bullshit and all that. But here's the 360 that I liked about the season with Cami is we all want to fucking see her die. We want to see everything fail. We want to see her get a bullet to the head, whatever. We fucking hate her. However, we understand she's grieving. I totally get the idea that this is the first time she is experiencing the rush and what it means
and
to
independence.
Live.
Yes. Yeah.
But here's the problem. If you look at her and the way we talked about her and that first opening scene with Tommy being in her corner, it felt bittersweet. So that was a nice little scene at the beginning where those two young girls are making fun of her in the bathroom when she goes out there and she flips it on and talk about being a surrogate and I'm not 100 fuck you guys. We have to make this work. But here's the problem. At the same time, we talked about his wife being basically like a trophy thing, and then we start to see her have a really warm heart and actually care about what's important in relationships. And now it turns out it's the complete opposite. It turns out Cami, instead of being the strong boss woman, you can tell that in her past relationship, she had no fucking clue what was going on. She was nothing more than a goddamn trophy wife, where if it fails, she'll still be a rich bitch. Here's
the thing, though.
Here's the thing. Good for you guys.
If this fails, she is broke.
Well, they mentioned all stuff with the trust about she would have the house and she'd be set up for life. So
So my question is, what is Galino going to get out of this if this fails? What's his role in this?
He put the financing up. So if it fails, he gets the
company
royalties on the other stuff in perpetuity that are already positive. So she will lose access to that. So the company will go bankrupt. He will get that. So he is in a no-lose situation. If it is successful, he'll make a metric fuck ton of money. If it fails, which is supposed to, it's a 10% maybe chance, according to Mullet Head Guy, then he's going to get the other income revenue stream. So he's already won.
And so, but my question is, for season 3, what is Galino going to bring to the table? Is this going to disappear, or is he going to be a thing?
No, he's not going to. Because here's where I was going to go with this. So can I help answer your question? I want you to think about this. When I asked you what happened with Cami on the plane, looking at him, studying him, he's like, "What's up?" She's like, "Nothing," like women do. They did something similar with Galino with his super smoking hot wife. When they show her getting up, dressing, they have the shot from the back, walking through the house that, is probably 2,000 square feet just for their bedroom. It's like, what have you got going on today, baby? Oh, well, blah, blah, blah.
The girls,
but understand this. I think she is exactly like Cami, except for I think she's the one that has got a darker side to it, because he says, hey, I'd like to show you the future today. How about you come with us? He's basically not suggesting it in that, it might be good for her. I honestly think she might be the face of the cartel, because
she's the daughter.
I don't know what, but we know a little about her, and there's a comment made about her. I think he really, really respects how fucking much of a badass his wife is and treats her with the respect that's goes with that type of relationship. I'm not saying he's a bitch. Galino is not.
No, she's not a trophy wife. He didn't doesn't
exactly. So I think it's basically he's doing the work for her, not for himself.
Well, that's right.
So it's like the other side.
You might be right, because he said he has a boss.
I'm just saying.
That'd be great.
That's what I'm feeling, man, because it's the same thing. Why did they focus on her for a good 30 seconds walking through the house, coming up to it in that exchange, and then mirror the exact same type of shot they did with Cami on a plane, if her and Cami are not the same person?
Yeah. I don't know, man.
They're snapshots of relationships and the current status that we all may have been.
I'll say this. I do appreciate the long exposure to this, showing the more minutes of the women, because the women on the show are hot.
Okay.
So,
I segue.
Oh, wow. Care as long as you don't go up a cliff.
Okay. Thank you, because I don't like the electric segues. I've seen so many beautiful women in my life, and I knock on wood that, it's like that from University of Central Florida, one of the hottest campuses, and just, life, you meet people, right? And in my private life, I meet tons of people. I do projects and stuff. So you're around lots of girl bosses, beautiful women, beautiful men, whatever. I have to sit there and say that we've remarked, and not in a negative manner, that the women of the show are generally beautiful. I think that Cheyenne being a stripper, they're doing this well. I've got another theory I wanted to point your way.
What's that?
I really like how, with TL sitting there on the couch, and she coming in, and it's like a daydream because we're seeing him basically seeing in a young woman, and bear with me, this is going to take a moment. You may totally disagree, think it's stupid. That's okay. When an older man and is together with a younger woman, that upsets a lot of women for a lot of reasons. What men like about younger women is the fact that the bitterness and reality of life has not hit them yet. Women go through stages. Everyone
different life, yeah.
Like they'll hit the wall. They'll do this. You don't want to see the mom and all. And there's all these merits to that conversation. Where I'm going with this is he's looking at her and he sees what he thinks is the good in here. But I'm going to tell you this: when she takes those clothes off and undresses in front of him, that body's a 10 out of 10. It's phenomenal. This girl is just a complete. Here's the thing. This is not eye candy and him popping himself because he's a red-blooded male or anything like that.
No.
It's who she is. But what is she, RDD? She's a stripper.
Yes.
She's a con artist. She's probably got daddy issues. She's probably on drugs or something. When they have that heart-to-heart in the pool, oh, if I was 30 years younger, I'd be chasing you all around. And she goes, well, maybe if you're 30 years younger, I would let you catch me.
She's not gold digging because he has no money.
She's flirting with him seriously at such a high level. Bear with me. Here's the idea. When she says, well, it sounds like we both have the same dream, because he doesn't know what his remaining dream in life is, and she doesn't either. And she saved like over 162,000.
Yes.
He is becoming, listen to me, anybody that goes to the club is a fucking mark for money. I don't care if you bang a stripper, pay for it.
I disagree, though. That's not the case.
It's got to go there.
It doesn't have to go there. It's called she's actually the first honest person that she's probably come across. It doesn't care. It doesn't, he admits that he likes her, but he's,
I
doesn't want that from her.
That's what makes their dynamic interesting, because you go, there's no way this is going to go there. But my thing is
it's not going to.
The majority of people that work in the adult industry of any kind.
I understand that, but he said it'd be different if he had money and she was actually trying to con him, but he has no money.
Where is she coming to? She's being paid hundreds of dollars an hour.
But not by him, by Tommy. And Tommy has no money anymore.
It's like when you have a bunch of women at the bar, you're nice to all of them because the ugly one nice, the pretty women get jealous. You don't differentiate how you respect on. She's marking him for now because of the environment that she's in. She's been with big oil people. And what did she say to him? He goes, well, what did you do in Atlanta or wherever she's from? Another notorious southern city, hot with strippers.
She says, she dances. She's a stripper.
The same thing I'm doing now. There's a pastor that we don't know. He's getting too comfortable with her. I'm sensing some danger here, sir.
I'm thinking this is you reaching out because you want more from it because you got a sucky episode.
I don't think this is sucky at all. It's very dynamic.
No, as far as I said, it's more like almost like there's mutual respect. They have their kindred souls, but
they haven't been through anything together.
No,
so I don't think there's.
But they have. But I said. He's trying to find himself, because and same with her, because she's drifting from place to place. Sure, she has all this money, but she has no idea what to do with it. He's more like a dad to her,
right?
A grandfather, father. Her
daddy issues. That explains the attraction.
Yes, but she's not going to try and use him. She's not going to try. They're not going to get married. Don't expect that. That isn't the kind of show.
I didn't say marriage at all. I said a mark. She wants something.
He has nothing to give her other than just himself.
He's got 82 years of life experience, and he's also in a relationship with a bunch of rich people.
But I'm trying to tell you, though, there's not gonna be anything sexual between them, because I don't think at his age he can even get it up. He can barely move as it is. It's more like a companionship. Just kind of like you see this. You see, I've seen that was same thing with Anna. What was there? Anna Nicole Smith. She married that guy because he was kind to her, treated her different than the guys her age.
Money mark.
And. You can say there are some men who are gold diggers. They'll go after guys, but there are women that go for older men that aren't because of money. Sometimes they don't even have money, and this is because they have something in common. Now,
well,
I know
it does seem that way the way they're talking.
No.
And if you don't think of the age and you don't think of that, if you were just listening to them talking and you don't think of those things, I 100% agree with you. I'm simply saying that women that are really, really good strippers and really good communicators and salespeople, they know how to present themselves in such a way, and that you become the mark. Because
maybe I'm a mark too, because
woman and all the attention that's coming over and all that. Why wouldn't he be that way?
I see the good.
A lot of power. It's a dynamic not balanced right now.
Rob, I'd be a mark too. I see the good in people.
You know what? I appreciate that, and I think that's how it's being presented, and you may be right, but I like the fact that I think everyone's going, all he does is put all these women here, make him ditches and make him really, really hot, and they just want to show ass and boobs. Again, this isn't that big a deal. He's doing it well because I think there could be more to it in season 3. That's all.
Yeah, this isn't like an 80s movie, or are they going to show titties of it? Because if they were, you would have seen a lot of titties flying. And
we don't need to see it.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Well, today's age, you don't. I'm saying this has been an 80s show, or at least a TV or a movie over. Yeah, that you would have seen on TNA a lot more of that. But I said overall, I said their dynamic, their relationship with the TL and this girl Cheyenne, or what's her name is?
I don't forget her real name.
No, I think her name is Penny. Yeah, it's Penny, as her name. She admits to me who she is, her real name.
That's right. She's revealing some of her real self.
Yes.
Yes. I'm going first.
Because she finally feels comfortable.
Kind. I hope you see me for who I really am. I do have a stripper with a heart of gold. I've never heard that before, ever, RDV. That's a brand new concept, isn't it?
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, if this is the old man, I agree with you. John Lithgow being like, I don't trust you, bitch. But this isn't this. This is it.
John Lithgow would have been slaying that already.
He's like, you're playing. John Lithgow would have said, like, little girl, I'm way too old to be with you. Go along. TL's like, man, I got nothing left to lose. I ain't paying her shit. If she wants to go down on me, go ahead. But he's not that kind of person, though. He admits that he can get 30 years younger. I'd be chasing you. And she's like, if you're 30 years younger, I'd let you catch me. And now it's harmful flirting. I said
flirting always has a purpose, and there's never anything harmless or harmful about it.
Hey, if it turns out that TL just gets a blowjob from a hot girl, okay, cool. I'm great for him, but I don't think there's anything devious intent behind this.
Okay,
this isn't like Tulsa King where she's gonna use him and then have the guys rob him. You know, he's not your boy on Tulsa King, the one that's always screwing up.
Just saying.
Yeah, but overall,
I'm putting it out there, sir.
You can put it out there if you want, but let's move on from this. We've talked. we've stroked this scene too many times. Let's go over to the bar at the end here.
The bar.
So setting up the scene before we get here, Cooper in the morning, he talked about how he's like, yeah, I'm going to be out working out like 7. She's like, okay, so how am I swinging by the bar? And she's like, well, I don't want you watching me work. He's like, you know, I was like, I don't care what you're doing. I just want to see you and stuff.
It's disgusting because she clearly doesn't like this guy at all.
No, but then she says like, well, she's like, you know, she's not really my type. I guess my type is stray dogs. It's like that's her flirting. I was like,
that's still just yeah. You're right. That's painful. All the
So Cooper does
with my belly sticking out.
There is one thing though. Cooper does talk about maybe I should cut my hair. She's like, don't cut your hair. And he's like if Cooper cuts his hair, cool. But yeah. So anyway, so he's in the bar. She went to go on her break, and the bartender is going to join the back alleyway. And she's like, I'll call my check on my son's off. So she's on the phone there. Who comes in? Well, that piece of shit white guy, that fat guy who basically she smashed a drink on, the one that tried to touch her butt. Mm-hmm. She's gonna rape her. And she fights back and she claws up, but he hits her with the rock. Randomly has a rock right there that club people with. I thought it was kind of like, okay. Because it's a paved alleyway in the back. It's not like you're in like the desert. Here's a rock I can hit people with.
This conveniently placed portion of a brick that is right next to my dominant right hand while I'm on top of it. And reaching is there, sir. I caught that too.
You know what it is? I think he planted the brick there first.
You know what?
He's like, I got it all planned out. I have the brick here. I'm gonna lead over here, and then I'll use the brick. It's like, yeah. And so he's ripped her shirt off. We get to see some titties, but not like she's still got a bra on, so it's like PG.
Well, nothing's been too rapey lately.
No, really.
In television,
there hasn't been really
that he went there a little bit. Honestly, there's
nothing been really even raunchy though. This whole series, yeah. So I'm not saying it's family friendly, but I'm just saying it's teen friendly. Yeah, so he's going to have his way up there. Cooper shows up at the diner at the Cat Patch Cafe, the bar. He's like, hey, I'm just going to see my fiance. Shows the picture. He's like, oh yeah, he's out back. So he goes out there. Cooper sees this. The guy's ready. He's about to take her pants off, and Cooper just beats the shit out of him. I mean, beats the shit. Keeps hitting him, punching him. This is the manliest I've ever seen Cooper.
Didn't Cooper disarm somebody though when they went to beat the shit out of him in the when he was boarding up? Did he get his ass beat? I don't remember.
So what it was?
I thought there was something about me, man. Oh, he knows how to handle himself, even though he's a scrawny fuck.
I think someone pulled out a gun on him or something like that.
Yeah, because he disarmed him, like he knows a little MMA. I don't remember that clearly, but I thought I remember something about him.
First season, something of the gun. But anyway, so and she's yelling, Cooper, stop! You're gonna hurt him. He's like, that's the intent. And the bartender comes out and he sees this, pulls him off. He's like, dude, that's enough. So, and we see this has all been recorded on camera.
Mm-hmm.
So, is Cooper gonna lose his job? Because Cooper is a foreman right now, and he's beat this guy up. He doesn't have his daddy there now to help him out, bail him out with the sheriff stuff. And I don't think it kind of set it up. It's like Cooper is gonna might go to jail for this because he has attacked this guy. And the guy said, "Look, that was my own business," because the angle only shows Cooper beating him up. Mm-hmm. I don't think it showed him trying to rape her.
So this scene has really pissed me off. I have no problems with the attempted rape at all. I can't stand these two as a couple. I kind of like them both somewhat individually. And again, like I said at the beginning of the show, I like how this show can make you 360 on something. That's kind of cool.
Like characters.
The thing here is she makes a comment about when she goes out there to make a call. I'm like, okay, she's going to get attacked. The way it's shot and filmed is completely fucking stupid. It's like, yeah, you didn't see this comment. Okay. Guy comes up behind because he just happened to be around the corner and all that. It'd been better.
How do you get in there?
It's just fucking stupid. And here's the point. If that camera, the way they show the angle doesn't show any of it, that's going to be bullshit and what we were going to call lazy ass fucking writing. Here's the thing that I thought.
There's a lot of cliche on this show.
Instead of just ripping the shirt off, they show him trying to rip her pants off, him trying to actually get to his pants and all that, because it is a struggle. I had no problem with him opening up the violence on her that made us go, ooh, and cringe a little bit because we don't get it.
Yeah.
And I have no problem with Cooper out there just beating the fuck out of him, because as a guy, you're like, yeah, that's fucking A right.
Yeah.
The problem I have is when she's saying, like, was it, don't kill him? I think the line is, and I may be wrong. I think she says,
you're gonna kill him.
Don't do that to me. Like, she's not like, she's supposed to be saying it as in, hey, I need you to be around because you're my fiance. But the way she says it is that you're making things bad for me personally in my situation, which is no respect at all, which is how it came across to me, because I can't stand her. Maybe I'm reading that wrong. Mm-hmm. And then what, to me, I might go, okay, maybe it's supposed to be a gray area and I'm not supposed to think it. But when the guy comes out, says enough and picks him up, she calls him an asshole, a pendejo. She goes over and kicks him. Here's my take. She's the one who get charged, because everyone could understand what would happen up to the assault there as long as you see everything. But her going up and doing that could be involuntary manslaughter, because at that point there was no need necessarily to do it. I'm not saying it's right or wrong on her part. I understand it, but I'm going, the trick here is that she could be the one getting in trouble, and to me should.
I want to point out there's one thing we didn't say in here, because the guy was they talked about how the guy was banned from the cafe. So that could help out in Cooper's favor. This guy was banned, but it looks like they're going to go the angle where they only show Cooper beating him up. They don't see anything before that. But obviously, there's clear signs, on her.
Kissed him in the face, bro.
Yeah.
It was a good kick. I don't mind it.
Yeah. So
I think she could be in trouble, which is not smart on her part, having a baby. Even though, and remember, she's got a lot of money that he helped her get. She doesn't have to set up in a trust and all that. She could be sued and be taken for all that. Then have to work at the.
So there's only one thing I want to talk about, though. But as far as this, with Ariana and stuff, it's like, I wonder how she treated her ex or deceased husband.
We didn't see much of them together.
No, I wonder if the guy just put up with her or he talked back to her. I wonder if they fought all the time. Who knows? Or maybe because maybe she, because I'm thinking maybe she wasn't like this at all with her ex, and Cooper is just a beta male, and she's tired of him kind of like hovering over her, not letting her breathe. Like, he's very clingy. and she's not used to that.
It feels that way, doesn't it?
Yeah. So I don't really. There's gonna be something where either she's gonna have to like let go of that, or they're gonna break up. I'm guessing by season 3 or whatever. Yeah,
and she can't get pregnant by this guy.
No. Well, she could. If she does, it's gonna be even more mess. But
it's just, when he says to everybody when they're talking about the crew and they go out to visit one of the wells and they're talking about how it's like a small one, he goes, it's still pumping 5 barrels a day, and he explains how he saw it on the fault line. 2 things. One, why wouldn't have anybody else thought of that? But I still don't mind it because it's a little bit of what we saw in episode 1 or 2, the genius of him, how he thought differently creatively. But the point is his balls dropped because the one guy doesn't want anything to do with it. It's like, hey, wait a minute, is this my crew or not?
Because
he needs to have that moment with her.
So Mustafa speaks basically like at the well pumping or whatever, and he's like, well, it was called Dale. He's like, it's like, and Cooper's like, fuck calling Dale, I'm in charge. Dale's he basically puts his foot down, and it kind of like you see the guy's like, really, and I'm thinking, oh, they're gonna have a stink, but then the guy kind of talk to each other and kind of have a kind of thing,
They're not sold on this young guy running the show, right? Because they're used to it a certain way.
Because he was his boots.
This doesn't produce, it's all our asses. And he goes, no, it ain't all our asses. It's millions of dollars the company can't recover. So it's even bigger than what the guy was thinking.
Yeah. So and Cooper said, like, here's the thing with Cooper. Cooper was this guy's boot last season.
That's right.
That was his boss.
That's right. Some people like that.
Sure. No, here's the thing though. This is the guy who was talking about retiring.
Exactly.
So why would he care?
I agree. And I think that needs to be explored.
So
because that's a great dynamic situation. So if you've never trained somebody that ended up being your boss or is going to fire you or whatever like that, that's a unique experience.
So,
and if someone says, hey, I need you to train this person, first thing he's going, well, why? I'm not a trainer. My job's here to come in here and perform function X. Now you're asking me to do X plus Y. You're going to pay me for X plus Y? Well, no. Oh, and what if I do it? You're going to give me a raise? No, I just thought you'd want to help out and all that. There's all this manipulative shit that goes on. We're not seeing any of that yet.
Like I said,
this is a who's in charge moment. And when it comes to oil, I'm in charge. This is what's going on. He needs to do that with her.
The way they started this episode off, everybody is basically getting ready for the day. I love this, and it includes the characters in. I don't typically see that with a lot of shows. Usually, someone's getting ready for the day, and then they just go to somebody who's already at work. They skip the whole thing. This is the big day. They showed everybody getting, just like at the funeral. Everyone was getting ready in the beginning because the big thing's going to happen. So I do like that. Appreciate Sheridan shows when it comes to this. He's a little bit different. There's some cliche stuff in there, but he also seems to make it work. Yeah, sometimes he does go on feedback. I think the whole View thing really. I mean, here's the thing. The View thing got such a big feedback. I don't think they change anything because remember these things are already written, done. They're already filmed. Mm-hmm. So months prior. So the fact that they must love it, the fact that they're getting that much attention talking about the show, and I'm just so thankful that this show is on Paramount. It's not on Netflix or on Amazon because you wouldn't be able to say half this shit.
Well, the one factor in this show though that I've just heard about recently is the fact that I guess Sheridan just got a $1 billion thing to leave and go. I think it's to NBC, so it would be like Peacock, I think. And so I think Landman will continue to run on that. And it's a hit show. That season 2 has done better than season 1. Now, a lot of people don't like how season 2 have kind of gone off it. I would sit there and say that's when it's revealed its true colors. That's drama.
So a lot of people today thought, oh my gosh, Billy Bob Thornton's leaving the show. No. He said in an interview that I'm sticking around. And I love this show. It's because people think because his character got fired, and they're thinking, oh wait, so he's exiting the show. He's not exiting the show. Cooper's not taking his job as president. What's going to happen is you're going to either have the father son go to get the business together, like you said, plan on that, or Galano's going to basically take the business over. And once Cami, if it fails, guess who's going to get his job back? Probably Tommy, working for Galano.
And I don't want to see that.
And he gives Tommy the company.
I don't want to see that.
That's what I'm thinking is going to happen because either they make it, either Cami and them 6 months. I'm wondering, do you think they're going to do a 6 month jump for the final episode?
No.
I hope not. I hope not.
I think it's gonna pick up. I think it should pick up right after this whole rape incident and all that to give you a sense of urgency.
Sure.
Tell you, hey, this last episode's the
but
shit.
They
and
may
I think
do that
in the next episode.
They may do that, but still do a time jump halfway into the episode. This is what happened with the Walking Dead final episode. You had like, you know, or like, you know, it was like this, and then they did like a 10, you know, they're like how many years later at the end to show you how everything's big. Okay, people, you know, this had a very good solid ending. For this one, I wouldn't be surprised if we do get something like, you know, like a time jump, maybe a 6 months time jump or something like that, because I don't see how what you do is right now, because Tommy is going to struggle right now, not having a job. Cami is all smug as shit, you know, and thinking like, oh, I'm going to strike big. And we got to wait till next season to find out that that it fails. That'd be bullshit. I want to know now. Because honestly,
I actually would like to see. Well, here's the thing: we want to see her fail.
Yeah,
but that doesn't mean we need to see what she's trying to do fail.
So
I think the question you got to ask yourself, not you specifically, but one thing that might answer some questions, and this is just a different perspective, is what does each person, or let's say couple in this case, what does that situation need? So, like, where are they at? What's it need? And that doesn't mean for a happy ending. That means in terms of reality.
Here's the thing, too. Tommy just got fired. Him and Angela, all the thing, Ainsley in school and stuff, they're broke now.
No, not broke. They have money.
We don't know how much money they have left in savings. We don't know, because Angela spends like crazy. Remember?
But she also just made over $100,000 over $10,000 investment.
So you think, well, if it's still there, then she hasn't already spent it already. Do you think that maybe that money will go into basically doing his own oil thing? Do you think he'll try to get that do his own business? I don't see Tommy.
That's an interesting thought. If they put all their eggs in his basket, their son's basket,
because it's a young man's job, and Tommy can't start over. You know, his family's more important than trying to start over. But Cooper could end up venturing into business with his father, helping him out, or just because I don't see because if Tommy retires, does he have enough money saved up? He doesn't have a 401k or pension that we know of.
I'm sure that he would have assets. They just never really.
I would hope so. Well, through that company, which basically is playing shell game after shell game, I don't know if he has any money.
So let's just assume it's zero.
Yeah.
Where does the money come from?
Well, where does he go?
From them hitting on their small wells. What's the show? It's Landman. Who's the Landman? It's Billy Bob. At some point, it's going to be his son.
My theory is that you're going to have Cami is going to basically lose everything. She's going to end up. They're going to miss their thing. They're not going to make any money whatsoever. Well, it's going to be a dud.
Well, what has Cami been wanting in this? Or I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Has Cami been wanting until the episode? She's been wanting to basically say that she's right and then Tommy's wrong.
Exactly. As a woman, she's got to be right.
Yes. So
she's going to get what's
with Tommy being right and then she's wrong, Galano basically does her business. She goes bankrupt and then she's out and she's humiliated. She's a mockery made of her, and Tommy ends up getting a job with Galano, probably putting him in charge to restore, because he probably invest in her company. Remember, he invested in her, so he probably buys everything. Our company. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts buying up shares.
Well, here's the thing.
And then lets Tommy run it.
When I think of Billy Bob, here's the thing. I don't know this, and I don't know if there's a scene that comes to mind that makes me think he's this way, but here's how I feel about him watching him. I feel he's the kind of guy where he didn't expect to be fired. I liked how he still was the sourpuss or whatever, and she's right in a way to sit there and say, I can't have the guy that's the president of the company that doesn't value that.
That's fair.
The point. It's fair. It's not. I'm not even going to say it's right. I'm not even going to say it's wrong, because it can be either, depending on the type of leader that you are. She's not a leader. She doesn't know what the fuck she's doing. She's completely stupid and moronic, though, from the perspective of her husband and all that.
Well, he said,
she recognized that her husband that made it. She even says to him, "I see what he sees," and he's like, "No." He was smart enough to put him in his place to be the opposite of him, because he needed somebody not to be a yes man. She wants yes men. He's not a yes man. I think he's the kind of guy where he's a loyalty guy, where he does the right thing, like he talked with Rebecca earlier about who gives a shit who you're fucking, and has that whole speech, right? Because it's true. There's a legal way to handle it. The businesses want you to handle it, but from the perspective of the ground up, like he is old school. what's the right thing to do. Here's how we're going to handle it. I think it's a big fuck you to all of them, and he'll never work for either of those two unless he's forced to and feels he has to. I don't think the show's that kind of show, though. They do a little campy, schlocky stuff, right? They get goofy.
So,
they don't get too deep. I don't think that's going to happen.
Cooper will be out of a job. They'll be out of a job. Dale and them too. If this venture does not go forward and they lose the money and then they're broke.
Yeah.
So like I said, I could see Galeno actually offering him and hey, take over the business, and those two having to work together. Because Galeno has never hated Tommy. He likes Tommy. He admires Tommy. He respects him. So I could see him working, giving him a job, and Tommy is just like, well, I need to take it. And he's like, well, I see. And to kind of like, they're not blackmailing him into it, but being like, well, what are you going to do? Nothing. He's like, Tommy can say, well, fuck no, I'm going to do it. But then he thinks about it. He'll probably renege and just say, hey, at the end of the episode, I'll take your deal, And I could see Tommy end up working with him again.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways this can go to, and part of that's the way they write it and choose it. When I look at it like character study, I mean, it's easy to sit there and say I don't care about a lot of the characters. It's true.
Sure.
It's hard to watch sometimes because I don't really give a fuck about Dale. He's not on there enough to annoy me, but I go, is he needed? And in a way, he kind of is, because he's going to have a bigger role later on. And this is what happens when you have so many characters, right? I speculate Cheyenne's probably going to have a negative effect at some point. Why? Because strippers do what strippers do, and that's strip. And there's a psychological thing to it. She's not going to be a stable person, in my opinion. I just don't believe it. We'll see. He can go against type, right? But like the show that I think is interesting, like I said at the beginning, is that you can watch the beauty of something unfold in slow motion. Like we got to see Ariana and Landman wannabe break up. In my opinion, it's painful watching them together, but that's how some young couples are, and I don't mind it actually right now. There needs to be some more, I think, issues
respect.
And stuff like that. Yeah. Well, yeah, and it only goes through pain, right? You don't deserve success unless you work really hard, and then you.
So there was one other final thing I'm going to say about this. So the whole Cami thing. Cami had talked about how the feeling the rush, and Tommy says like, yeah, that's what Vegas is designed for.
Yeah,
and it kind of shut her up when he said that. He said, because gambling, you're addicted to gambling.
Yeah,
because she doesn't understand the consequences, and she'd rather just take a gamble. And he's like, you're better off the other way. It's a safe bet. You want to gamble, and she doesn't respect Tommy, even though she kept him around. She kind of led him around and manipulated him a little bit. I honestly think this is going to blow up in her face, and I think Tommy's going to end up with the better outcome. But
I'll agree with that. Absolutely,
you gotta, like I said, you get it. Galeno, his wife, cartel, all that's going to come to light more at the end of the episode, probably for next week's season finale. Looking forward to that. For those who've been watching, I noticed we've been dipping from 4 and 5. If you haven't already done so, please click like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Let us know down below in the comment section. Do you agree with us? What is your tin foil theory, or as far as like, what do you think is going to happen?
I love me a conspiracy theory.
Oh, I love it because this has been a crazy series. And I do recommend that you, if you have not checked out this series and you're watching this thing, reviews, do yourself a favor, go watch this and come back and let us know what your opinions are on each of these episodes, because this has just been like great TV, and you don't really find a lot of shows on TV that you really click with. Some people it's easier because they're more chalant. Some of us are just downright picky because we know we will like and we expect the better. And this is one of the top tier shows that's on TV right now on Paramount Plus. It's been dropping every Sunday night, I think it is. Mm-hmm. And it's just fantastic. So do all that fun stuff. Click like, subscribe, and we'll see you on Sunday, because this is, like I said, fantastic show. Sunday, I think we're gonna doing another episode of Fallout, and then a movie to determine at 7 p.m. Eastern. So
yeah, it's a very talk-worthy thing. That's why we do what we do. And it's very interesting. As some episodes of this season haven't been as dynamic as what we went through tonight. I feel like we're still going for another 20 minutes. That's the beauty of the show, that I do like it. It's engaging enough that I do appreciate that. So I'm looking forward to the final episode. We'll see we'll see what directions they go on, and we'll speculate some more. And that's the fun of what we do here on Extreme Show. So I want to thank all the extremists out there listening tonight, because that's the name of our fans. I love it. It's definitely not PC. Good night, everybody.
Later, guys and girls and they thems.